I've been asked to speak at a number of medical conventions all over the world. Cuba invited me to keynote a medical conference for doctors from Latin America and Europe. Mexico City had me talk to anti-aging doctors, and then another one was in Las Vegas. And what they don't know, we'll see if you knew. There'd be no oxygen transfer without glutathione. You would take this nice deep breath, but the oxygen wouldn't go anywhere, just in your lungs. It wouldn't go to the cells in your body. Your cells would die very quickly, then the tissues, then the muscles, the organs, and you're dead in a matter of minutes. Because when hemoglobin, the red blood cell, is manufactured, the whole purpose is to bind to oxygen, but it can't. It has the wrong electrical charge. It's like trying to bring north poles of magnets together. You think you can touch them together, but man, the closer you get, then this vibration starts and you can't touch it. Same thing with hemoglobin and oxygen. The hemoglobin has to be reduced to a positive 2 charge, and the only thing that can make that reduction, the sole reduction agent of hemoglobin, is glutathione. So no oxygen transfer without it. Let's see, here's my thing. Here we go. Immune response. We've all been through the pandemic. We know how important our immune system is. Our immune system is designed to protect us from viral and bacterial insults. And the way it works is whenever you are attacked by a virus or a bacteria, your immune system goes into overdrive and starts thinking, okay, how are we going to beat this thing? And as it figures it out, it sends out the assassins, 2 assassins to kill the bacteria or virus. Not 1,000, but 2 different assassins. The T cells and the B cells. How fast they reproduce in response to a bacterial or viral insult is entirely dependent on your glutathione level. If you have low glutathione levels, they reproduce sluggishly, while the bacteria or virus is reproducing rapidly. Guess who wins? The virus, the bacteria. You lose. You get sick, maybe you'll die. All because of that slow reproduction process. Glutathione speeds it up. Now, glutathione is the detoxifier of the cell. Every cell in your body uses glutathione to get the chemical loads out of the cell. Everybody in here has at least 200 chemicals in your body, at least. They're not supposed to be there. Glutathione, that little yellow part of the molecule, is a sticky sulfhydryl molecule that's like flypaper, or those spider traps that are so sticky, you can buy them anywhere. And it sticks to the chemical, and it gets it out of the cell. That's how it protects the mitochondrial DNA. You see, it's the chemical load inside the cell that breaks the DNA. And when it breaks that DNA, the cell can mutate. Well, we protect that by raising glutathione, which lowers the chemical load in the cell, and then it protects the mitochondrial DNA for longer. Do you know, everybody, how many people here don't use a cell phone? Raise your hand. How about a computer? How many of you don't use a computer? Okay, well, you're being subjected right now to a form of radiation that comes from those cell towers, and it's EMF. And 5G, which is taking over the United States, I don't know about here in the Philippines, actually creates a bad reaction inside the human body. It causes the human body to produce a new free radical. I'm going to tell you about free radicals in a second, but that free radical is vicious. It lives 1 billion times longer than any other free radical. It attacks your DNA. Uh-oh. It's called peroxynitrite. Guess what the one and only antioxidant that can take it out? Glutathione. You got it. You're learning. Okay, so let's talk. So we lower the chemical load. It also chelates heavy metals. We all have heavy metals from what we eat, what we drink, what we breathe, things like mercury, arsenic, cadmium, copper, and so on. And glutathione is the primary chelator of heavy metals. Okay, now we're going to talk about, does this work? Can we turn that on? Okay, we're going to use this. Okay, I got to think. Okay, so let's talk about, how many of you have heard of antioxidants? Raise your hand. Okay, I'm going to tell you things about antioxidants that even people that are in anti-aging medicine don't know. An antioxidant, well, basically they're meant to mitigate free radicals. A free radical is a scavenger. It's a thief. How many of you have ever had anything stolen? Raise your hand. Don't you feel violated if somebody steals, even if it's something insignificant? You come home or get back in your car and it's gone, and you feel like that's not right. You feel victimized. Okay. How about something that's going to steal your life, your health? And that's what free radicals do. They're looking for, they want to steal an electron from your cell. And when they do, some terrible things happen. Number one, it creates oxidative stress in the cell. That oxidative stress does two terrible things. It creates inflammation, and it accelerates the aging or death of the cell. That's what oxidative stress does. Now, antioxidants work by donating one of their electrons to the free radical, and when they make that donation, it sequesters or captures that free radical, and it makes it so it can't hurt you. Problem is, there is a host of free radicals, so I'll do this. Here we go. I know that looks goofy, but all of these are different types of free radicals. Oxygen-based, nitrogen-based, hydrogen-based, different structures, different compositions. And every antioxidant, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin A, CoQ10, superoxide dismutase, catalase, they all are monofocused. Each one can take out one type of free radical, but they can't take out any of the others. So they're like that hotel key that I have in my pocket, one of these pockets, I hope. Here it is. This hotel key, now, not only is it a million times more powerful, vitamin C is good and vitamin E is good because they can be recycled 3 to 5 times. You see, when they fire off that electron to neutralize an antioxidant, it's like a gun that fires off its one and only bullet. Now what are you going to do? Well, vitamin C and vitamin E can be reloaded 3 to 5 times, recycled. So they get 300% to 500% more effective. But the only thing that can recycle them is glutathione. If you don't have enough glutathione in your cells, the vitamin C and vitamin E don't get recycled. You get one shot and they're worthless. In fact, they can't even be admitted into the cell if there's not enough glutathione to allow that admission to take place. So, critically important. Now, it's the miracle molecule because it recycles itself. It's like a gun that makes its own bullets. As fast as it shoots one, it can make another one. Or a car engine that can make its own fuel. A battery that could recharge itself and not have to be charged by anybody. That's what glutathione is. It's called the miracle molecule for that reason. Now, problem is our glutathione levels decline as we age, starting at the age of 20. Guess when you start to age? At the age of 20. You have 12 biomarkers, and they all start to decline at the age of 20. 8 of them fall off a cliff at a certain age. That's when you're officially old age. Anybody want to guess what that age is? 27. Is anybody in here younger than 27? Rick, stand up. Anybody? Who's under 27? Okay, stand up. How old are you? 27? Okay, you're already too old. How old are you? Oh, who's under 27? Huh? Okay, stand up. How old are you? 25. You've got 2 more years and then you're old like the rest of us. Okay. Notice you start to age when glutathione starts to go down. That's not an accident. Glutathione, your glutathione levels going lower accelerate how fast you age. The bad news is that accelerated aging, the breakdown, when your glutathione levels go down, breakdown of all critical defenses in your immune system, the onset and progression of 78 age-related diseases. One world-renowned heart surgeon said that glutathione is what protects you from the diseases you fear the most. This article, which appeared in the Journal of Biological Chemistry in 2009, showed that glutathione, low glutathione levels, are the primary cause of all the diseases of aging. 78 heart disease, neurodegenerative disease, pulmonary diseases, diabetes, on and on and on. Low glutathione levels. That article. Okay, so how can we all need more glutathione levels. Everybody. We need higher glutathione. How can we do that? Well, you can take oral supplementation, products that go through your stomach. except that fragile glutathione molecule breaks up in the stomach. So that's no good. Now you can also take a precursor like L-cysteine, and there are some ways to take L-cysteine, because glutathione is made up of 3 amino acids, L-cysteine, glycine, and glutamic acid. You can take a liposomal glutathione. The problem is almost all liposomes leak. So if they have this much product inside that liposome at the beginning, by the time it gets through the stomach, it's leaked most of it out, or a good portion of it out. So it's not real efficient. N-acetylcysteine, with the right cofactors, that increases the upregulation of cysteine. It's moderately efficient, kind of like riding a bicycle uphill in high gear. You pedal real fast, but you go real slow. And so not necessarily the best way. IV glutathione. Now there's a lot. This one medical convention, out of 300 doctors there, all 300 give IV infused IV glutathione. $200 to $300 per IV. Sounds like a great idea. It bypasses the stomach. 2 problems. One is it's broken down by the blood, and then what it puts in the cytoplasm are the 3 component parts: glycine, L-cysteine, and glutamic acid. And then they have to be reassembled, reconstructed. Now, the other problem, and here's the main problem with the half-life once glutathione is in the cell, is only 90 minutes. So 90 minutes after you get a $300 IV, glutathione is only half as strong as it was in the beginning. So you get about 6 good hours with IV glutathione. Breakthrough delivery. You see, when I was a kid, there was one way to send a package: the United States Post Office. Then a guy named Fred Smith from Atlanta, Georgia, comes up with a concept. Let's offer overnight delivery when it absolutely positively has to be there. We'll call it Federal Express. They guarantee delivery by 10:30 the next morning. And hydrostat nano delivery is our system, and it's the Federal Express, the only Federal Express of nanoparticles of glutathione and cysteine. So what does it mean to nanosize? You nanosize particles clumped together in solution. You separate the particles. Now you have 20 microseconds, 20 millionths of a second, to put something around them to keep them from coming back together. The rest of the world uses chemicals and fats. The fats have a fancy name called liposomes. Okay, that keeps them from coming back together. Unfortunately, when you wrap something in a fat, number one, the particle size is bigger, which eliminates it from most of the cells in the body. Number two, who wants a fat in a cell? Fats typically aren't water soluble. So now, in addition to all the other bad stuff in your cells, we've added a fat. What we use is ultra pure water. We purify our water to 40% more pure than a hospital IV. We're about 25% more pure than water that's used in the pharmaceutical industry. So we're very, very pure water, and we've come up with a way, our own processor, our own technology. Nobody else owns our